She didn't just foul Caitlin Clark. She shoved her right to the floor. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't disguised. It happened in plain sight in front of the entire arena, and for a moment even the game stopped. The crowd erupted in disbelief. The benches stirred and all eyes turned to the officials. Was it frustration? Was it targeted? No one had time to answer because Clark was already back on her feet. There was no stare down, no reaction, just a quiet reset. But what happened next didn't need words. Because Caitlin Clark doesn't retaliate with attitude, she retaliates with buckets. And from that moment on, everything changed. The first quarter didn't begin with fireworks, but with steady heat that built possession by possession. Natasha Howard set the tone for Indiana with a sharp baseline cut and a reverse layup that drew contact. She stepped to the line and calmly knocked down both free throws on the next play. Tina Charles read the defense perfectly, saw a mismatch inside and delivered. A clean feed to Nelson Oda for an easy finish early on. The Sun made it clear they were going to test Indiana inside. That's when Aliyah Boston's presence began to shift things. She hit the deck for a loose. Caitlin Clark made her entrance top-locked by the defense. She baited her defender with a fake handoff, stepped back into space and buried a three right in her defender's face. It was the kind of move that turns silence into noise and makes you realize you're watching something different. Tina Charles responded like the veteran. She is anchoring the paint with a pair of soft left-handed hooks and a lob finish that punished Indiana's smaller lineup. But Mitchell kept coming, rejecting a screen. Clark spotted Boston's ceiling deep in transition and launched a perfect pass from half-court that led to another easy two. The sequence wasn't just efficient. It was cold-blooded. The quarter looked like it would belong to Indiana until the final. Seconds, Jaylen Brown, isolated on Clark, created just enough space to hoist a leaning off-balance three that somehow dropped through. It was a tough shot, a rare slip in Clark's otherwise locked-in defense. As the buzzer sounded, the Fever led 24-23. But this wasn't just a close game. It was a battle with something boiling beneath the surface, and that surface was about to crack. The second quarter opened in a deadlock. Neither side could find a rhythm early, and possessions slipped by with missed opportunities and tight defense. But eventually it was Kelsey Mitchell who broke through the silence with the shot clock ticking down. She stayed poised, waited out the defense, and slipped through the lane with a smooth step-through that dropped. In gently off the glass, it wasn't just a score, it was a shift in energy. Aliyah Boston followed up with one of her signature moves. She faked the handoff to Clark, pulling the